So we'll do File, Open, and then we're going to go to the desktop, and that's where I save the fish out of water JPEG. So in the first segment, what I had you do was grab the slice tool and put a square slice around this. And let's see what we've got here. Let's go 1,000 by 1,000. Unlink that so you can have. And there's our fish. Let's just drag that a little tiny bit. Pick the select tool. Put this up a little. Oops. And then we're going to shift and drag that. And that's about where I want it. Let me just fade it over to the right a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to call this a JPEG file, and we're going to change it to 150 by 150. And then what we can do is export. And so we have our export params there. Instead of calling it fish, we're going to call it square fish. And let's save it to the same folder that the original one was in. So we'll go to the desktop and it's files. Let's just save it in here. So export all. Boom. Now what we can do is let's save this too. Save as, and we'll call this one fish out of water. And that'll be fish out of water design. So that was just setup. So what we're going to do is open, and we're going to get the square fish. And I'm going to do view actual size. Now what I had done is shift and dragged it to make the image just a little bit smaller. Now we're going to move this. I'm using the arrow keys on my keyboard. Then I'm going to come around here until I get this select tool to show like it looks right there. And we're going to skew it just a little bit. Maybe we'll make it a little bit smaller too. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so it's skewed. It's a little bit smaller. Now, this is the part where everybody seems to be getting hung. Well, not everybody, but a couple of people. Enough people that I made a one-off video. So in our appearance panel, I say click the effects button. And that's that button where it says FX, effects. Add effect, effects, we want a outer glow. We're going to grab this and we're going to take that color. I think I'd like to get a better color. So what we'll do is, and if you watch in that, in the color selector, as I come over some of these colors, we're going to get different samples, and I'm looking for a bright orange. That's good. It's like a salmon color, but it's good enough for this example. And that's that. And so, oh, unfortunately I was doing it in the wrong place. Let's grab this here. Try this one more time. Take it. And there's the skew and the glow we were looking for. I can just do File, Save. We'll save it as squarefish.design so we can come back to it. And we can even do File, Save As. Oop, cancel. We can do right click this and then do Create Slice from Selection. And then export. And we could just call it Squarefish too. And that's all there is to it. So I hope that helps, especially with the effects button. I know it doesn't really seem like We'll delete that slice. I know it doesn't seem like it's a very prominent button, but that's where it is. You can actually layer effects too. So let's say I wanted to grab that, the whole thing, and do sketch, chalk and charcoal. So I can do that from the effects button. There's a whole combination. Then we can turn off one, turn off the other, turn on the other one. We can put one on top. So there's all kinds of things that you can do with the effects button, and there's just dozens and dozens of effects that we can use in here. So that's where the effects button is, that's what it is, and this is how it works. So I hope that helps.